Modern Times is about the last thing they should have called the Chaplin picture. Its times were modern when the movies were younger and screen motion was a little faster and more jerky than life. And sequence came in 40-foot spurts cut off by titles. Two direct quotes here are Alone and Hungry and Dawn. When no one, least of all an officer of the law, could pass a day without getting a foot in the slack of his pants. When people walked into door jams at every dignified exit. When tables and chairs were breakaways, comedy was whiskers, and heroes maneuvered serenely for minutes on abysses that were only too visible to the audience. It is, in short, a silent film, with pantomime, printed dialogue, and such sound effects as were formerly supplied by the pit band, and would not be done by dubbing, except for Chaplin's song at the end. And not only that, it is a feature picture made up of several one or two reel shorts, proposed titles being The Shop, The Jailbird, The Watchman, The Singing Waiter.
I am too much an admirer of Mr. Chaplin to believe that the most important thing about his new film is that for a few minutes we are allowed to hear his agreeable and rather husky voice in a song. The little man has at last definitely entered the contemporary scene. What had turned up was first a job in a huge factory, twisting screws tighter as little pieces of nameless machinery pass him on a moving belt, under the televised eye of the manager, an eye that followed him even into the lavatory where he snatched an illicit smoke.
Hey! Quit stalling. Get back to work.
The experiment of an automatic feeding machine, which will enable a man to be fed while he works, drives him crazy. The running amok of this machine with its hygienic mouth wiper at the moment when it has reached the Indian corn course is horrifyingly funny. It is the best scene, I think, that Mr. Chaplin has ever invented.
Charlie Chaplin's latest gag has been to transfer half of his Soviet prize into the funds of the Abbé Pierre. This amounts to establishing an identity between the nature of the poor man and that of the proletarian. Chaplin has always seen the proletarian under the guise of the poor man, hence the broadly human force of his representations, but also their political ambiguity. This is quite evident in this admirable film, Modern Times, in which he repeatedly approaches the proletarian theme, but never endorses it politically. What he presents us with is the proletarian still blind and mystified, defined by the immediate character of his needs and his total alienation at the hands of his masters, the employers and the police. For Chaplin, the proletarian is still the man who is hungry. The representations of hunger are always epic with him. Excessive size of the sandwiches, rivers of milk, fruit which one tosses aside hardly touched. Ironically, the food dispensing machine, which is part of the employer's world, delivers only fragmented and obviously flavorless nutriment. Ensnared in his starvation, Chaplin man is always just below political awareness. A strike is a catastrophe for him, because it threatens a man truly blinded by his hunger. This man achieves an awareness of the working class condition only when the poor man and the proletarian coincide under the gaze